Let's see here. Is it all working? Everybody can hear me and see me? Now I can see the chat. It's up on the screen with the new computer. All right, that's cool. Hey, Sister Sandy. Yeah, it's raining outside. It just started, actually. Okay, I just wanted to do a test. I'm working on the next video and on the timeline, so Sister Sandy's been helping me get it straightened out. Scratchy, but I can hear you. It's because it's raining, and I'm in a tin building, as you can see, outside on the back 40. We had 40 acres. I wonder if, and I'll try this next, if I put the Bluetooth to it, it's noise canceling. Right now I believe I'm working off the audio of the computer, which is why it's picking up everything. So I will try that next. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, BOC. That's rough. You'll see her shortly, though. I really firmly believe that we're right around the corner from this rapture. We're just trying to figure it out. Our blessed hope, Jesus Christ, is what we look for more than anything. The timelines, the information that we find in the Bible, all the math that we do to try to figure it out. Honestly, rain's getting harder. Honestly, I still believe in Amos 3:7 that none of us are going to figure it out. We're going to keep looking to the next high watch day. True, I'm always going to do that. But at the end of the day, I believe God is going to tell us, and when He does, yeah, I don't need a jacket. It's like 80 degrees out here. I'd be sweating. So, while it's terrible that people are, I mean, life goes on, right? I mean, life keeps on. Your bills are still due. You still have to go to work. You can't give up. We must occupy. There will be people that pass away 5 minutes before the rapture. It's not gonna, what's going on is not gonna change. Yeah, I do. I know. This is a shed. This is the secret broadcast cave. Yeah, I've been in houses with the tin roof, and it sounds amazing. You sleep really good. Grandson came outside. The older one, the 7-year-old. The 6-day-old isn't come outside yet on his own. We're still waiting on that. I think it's going to take a little while. All right. It's raining in Seattle. Yeah, this computer's, it's a computer that I had. It's an all-in-one, and it's much larger, and it's a lot faster than the old laptop that was just lagging, and I couldn't get it to work properly. So I found this as we moved, and decided today to try to get it all set up to put everything in here, and it seems to be working all right. I wish the chat, I wonder if I can get the chat to stay on top. How does the screen look to you guys? Is it a full screen, or are you seeing only whoops, timestamps, participants? I don't know how to keep the chat. See, when I put this on and I go full screen, I don't know how to get to the chat. This overshadows the chat now. So when I do this, I can see the chat. So I don't know how to get the chat to stay on top. Let me see if I can expand. Maybe I can just expand this a little. Anyway, what is this? Is it full screen, or are you seeing this half a screen right now? I think I can do this at least. I'm going to close something. I don't know what it does. Does that change anything out there? It looks like everything stayed the same. Let me move this chat over. It won't let me move the chat, so let me see here if I can enlarge this. That's as far as that'll go down. Move this over. That's as big as I can get it if I want to see the chat. Do you guys see the chat on the right side or just me? We're seeing everything the OBS is showing. Half. Fantastic. I can see you. I have blue eyes. You know, it's funny. My driver's license says green. I grew up with green eyes, and as I got older, they turned blue. I mean, I have pictures when I was a kid. They were green, and they turned blue. I don't know what that means. It actually changed a little bit, depending on my mood. Sandy just posted a screenshot. Where do I see that at? I don't know where to see that at. I can't help it. Something came up in life as usual, and I lost the 2,600 square foot house, and now I'm in a 1,500 square foot house and 1,100 square foot of space. I had the room in that house to do the recording, so I have no choice but to record out here. So this is working. So now, if I put up this, I can't, again, I wish the chat would force itself to be on top. I don't know how to do that quite yet. Let me see, what's here? Where is, oh, the timeline is what I wanted to show. I, for some reason, can't get to it. Let me do this. It won't let me budge it. So I can't get to the screen to show the timeline. That's weird. Stop streaming. No, I don't want to do that. I don't know how to do it. Did that do anything? No. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what I did. Hopefully I'm still recording. All right. Might as well show this real quick. Here we are. It is the 27th. We're coming up on Shavat 15. Somebody corrected me and said 2B doesn't mean halfway through the month. It means the 15th. I think we're splitting hairs. 15 does mean 2B. It also is halfway through the month. So Shavat 15 will be January the 29th. I wanted to show this to, hold on, let me go back and make sure I'm still, is everybody still hearing me? Everybody must, yeah. Alternate shift. I just want the chat to appear on top of the picture so that I can continue to see the chat. So I don't have to keep jumping back and forth, but that's fine. All right. So I wanted to show this to End Time Watchman. He's working on that 1111 concept. And something happens here on Purim. And Purim changed to the 29th this year because Purim must fall 30 days before the cross. And the cross is on March the 30th. And Purim must fall 30 days after the Festival of Trees, Tu B'Shavat, which is on January the 29th. So you can see in this year is one of the 1 years out of 4 where it will actually be 30 days. It'll fall in line. So February the 29th will be Purim. You go back 30 days and you fall on the Festival of Trees. And you go back 30 days from there, right here, and we have John leaping in the womb as Mary approaches Elizabeth, her cousin. John leaps in the womb. So we have a 30-day. We have a 30. We go from that event, we go 30 days, and we land on Tu B'Shavat. We go another 30 days, we land on Purim. We go 30 days after Purim. Everybody knows that 30 days after Purim is the cross right here. it must be 30 days, and that happens on March 30th. The 14th day from the head of the year lands on March 30th. It is also mathematically perfect that after the flood, 150 days after the flood, the water began to recede, and on the 7th month and 17th day, it records that the ark rested on Mount Ararat. So we have two confirmations that the date is accurate for Nisan 14, March 30th. But then, after March 30th, we have another 30 days. The Bible is very specific that 30 days for touching a dead body or being on a long journey, you will hold second Passover on Iyar 14, which 30 days after this date is April the 29th. So we have the center of these. You have 30, 30, 30, 30. You have the center of this 120-day period, 60 days in, actually landing back here on Purim. And that's what I wanted to show Patrick over at End Time Watch Me. He's working on this 11-11 concept where God is basically telling all of us, look for something that matches on both sides. And I found this, and I thought it would be super interesting for Patrick to see that. So, and I lost the chat. What did I do with the chat? Oh, there it is. Oh, I lost it because, why did I lose it? Oh, there it is. All right, so just a quick video, 11 months. Yeah, that's hard to explain. Look at it like this. November the 11th is the 11th month and 11th day. How many days left are in the year? Well, you have to finish November, which is about, what, 20 days, 19 days? And then you have to finish December, which is 31 days. So how many days are there to the end of the year? With that concept, you have what? 50-something days, right? Now, when I say the date is December the 11th, how many days do you have left until the end of the year if it's December the 11th? It's the 12th month, right? You have about 20 days left to the end of the year, mosquito. And so I'll show that to you here. That's why it does this right here. And I was having such a hard time explaining that to everyone last year. Shavat 11 is the 11th month and 11th day. That passed on January 25th. The Jews were calling that day Festival of Trees. They were wrong. They actually landed 4 days before mine, but then suddenly they skipped. And I know I get all of the comments saying, well, that's because they view the moon. I know what they do. They're wrong. that's all I can say about that is they're wrong. To be Shavat, meaning 15, or like I said in the last video, middle of the month, January 29th, Shavat 15. And then you come over here to Purim. Now, Purim is Adar 14. It is 11 months and 11 days from the head of the year. That would leave about 20 days left in the year. So over here, you have about 50, I don't even remember, 50-something days. And over here, you have 20-something days. Okay, they're both 11 and 11. What lands directly in the middle? Somewhere down here, I would say if it's 50 days to the end of the year, and then I'd say that's about 30 days, 15 days in from here. So Shavat 30, it'd be somewhere around here. It would be halfway. Probably Adar 1, which would be Valentine's Day, would be halfway between 11/11 and 11/11. But as far as Patrick is concerned, this is a perfect 11/11 because you go back 30/30 and you go forward 30/30, and it's halfway through. So let's see here. Where am I at? Right here. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know how to leave the image up there and see the comments. It just doesn't work. Let me see if I can do this. Oh yeah, there, that worked. Okay, so I can see the comments. So that's what I'm seeing as a result of the timeline and starting the timeline on March the 17th of every year, the day after, the first day after the Day of Equal Parts. So, all right. Almost every time I look at the, yeah, 11/11, I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit is trying to tell us something. And when I watched Patrick over at End Time Studies do that and say, it has nothing to do with 11/11. It has to do with something that happens that is equal on both sides. And I started doing the math on Purim, like, wait a second, Purim is in the exact center of 2 30-day events on the left side, 2 30-day events on the right side, and God's very specific about second Passover and why it must be celebrated. So the center of that would be Purim, which to me was a high wash day. Now, I don't want to give up on Festival of Trees yet until after the 29th, but it is kind of exciting. 30 days to wait for February the 29th, I know, but it is kind of exciting that it is the halfway mark. So, and then you'll have all the channels coming up doing their, well, it's this calendar, and this is the day it happens in this calendar, and that's fine. I have nothing against that. And honestly, when they say, oh, it's this calendar, don't think I'm not there watching too. I'm right there going, maybe God's using that calendar, you know? I believe this timeline is accurate, but I'm not going to be dogmatic about it and say everybody has to believe it or you're not going to heaven. That's literally the worst possible thing. You could tell someone who is a brand new Christian that you might not be going to heaven because, and that's where you wind up in works. There's no works involved in salvation. Absolutely none. Jesus did it all. And that's why there will be so many people left behind, is because they have some concept that they have to do work. Okay, I came on here really quick just to see if it all functioned. It seems to function. I have a truck here of metal so that I can extend this shed a little bit. The secret broadcast cave. And I got to get to work putting that together. And I'll be back probably later or tomorrow. And I'm curious, again, if anybody can get a hold of Patrick, I don't have his email or anything. If anybody can get a hold of him, tell him to watch this quick video and tell me what he thinks about Purim being that 11/11 event. So, all right. Thank you very much for tuning in for a moment and testing all the equipment. It seems to be working. I will get the Bluetooth attached to it so we can not hear all that external noise next time. All right. You're functioning. Yay. All right. Thank you, everyone. This doesn't show me how many are in here. I don't even know how many people are in here. Did anybody show up? I know I got a few people, but I don't have any idea how many people came in. Your camera is, oh yeah, it keeps doing that. I don't know, how do I stop that? I have no idea how to stop that from happening. How do I get facial? Is it over here? Pro mode. Pro quality. I don't know how to get it off of there. Everything seems to be off. So I don't know how to remove that block right there. That is annoying, isn't it? So HDR, height, HDR. No, that didn't do anything. Photo timer. No, don't need that. Oh, let me turn that back off. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of the box. I'll look that up too. It's annoying though. It's basically calling me a square. All right. We'll chat with you all again later. I'm going to jump off here, and thanks for helping me out with the test.